The Constitutional Court is set to hand down judgment in the Nkandla matter later this morning. The highest court in the land will rule on whether or not President Jacob Zuma has to comply with the public protector's recommendation that he should pay for some of the upgrades at his Nkandla residence. The EFF and the DA brought the application to the court. We cross now to our reporter, Eldrin St. Pierre. He is at the Constitutional Court to give us the latest and what to expect later during the hearing. Eldrin, a very good morning to you. What's the program for today's judgment?
Well, good morning, Balisa. We expect the judgment to be quite short. Normally, when the Constitutional Court judges sit down to hand down a judgment, it starts exactly at about 10 o'clock, and we only get a summary of the judgment, which is normally about 2 to 3 pages long, and then there will be the detailed judgment, which will be handed down in a text hard form. Only the summary of the judgment will be handed down. So today's proceedings, we are expecting them to be quite short. Just speaking about those who expect in court today, of course, the EFF who have brought this application, as well as the DA who has joined, the Public Protector as well as Corruption Watch, which has also joined this case. There's no indication as yet if there will be anyone who will be representing the presidency, as we remember that this case relates to the president paying back a portion of the Nkandla upgrades. What we know for certain is that the issue around paying back is not so much of an issue right now, because we had those concessions from the president, and that actually a portion of the money will be paid back at a certain state, at a certain point. We also heard from the EFF saying that the president should pay back that money within 19 days. There is also the argument, and I think this is the biggest argument out of this court case, is the issue around the declaratory order that the EFF is seeking from the court to say that the president has contravened the Constitution, he failed to uphold the Constitution, and for that, this court, the Constitutional Court, should put down a declaratory order that the president has failed to use or to uphold the Constitution. Of course, the indications politically is that what then will happen is that you'll find that these political parties, the EFF as well as the DA, will use that as grounds for an impeachment, and that's the argument that was led by the president's lawyers here in the Constitutional Court, Jeremy Gauntlet, indicating that this court should not make such a declaratory order because it lays the foundation for an impeachment. What we know for certain is that the Constitutional Court cannot put down an order saying that the president must be impeached. The only thing that they can do is put down a declaratory order. We also expect the Constitutional Court to rule on whether the Speaker of Parliament has contravened the Constitution by failing to hold the president accountable. As we know that the president is accountable to Parliament, and Parliament should be the one that call the president into account. The other issue, of course, and this is another big one, is the powers of the Public Protector. The argument or the concession from the presidency is that the recommendations rather from the Public Protector cannot be ignored. So that it's not so much of an issue, but it will certainly be clarity provided by the Constitutional Court when it comes to the powers of the Public Protector. There have been arguments that the Public Protector's office is a mere ombudsman office and that it cannot be equated to a court. So we'll have some clarity with regards to those judgments or with regards to those these applications which the DA as well as the EFF are seeking from the Constitutional Court.
Well, thank you very much. That's our reporter, Eldrin St. Pierre, live from the Constitutional Court. He will be keeping us up to date with the proceedings throughout the processions.